Hey Mung Beans. I'm Joey.
I'm Ashley.
And this is Wine Time Mysteries.
If you're into true crime,
And if the paranormal gets your nips hard,
then this is for you. But before we get started,
make sure to follow us on Spotify and stalk us on Insta and TikTok.
or send your inquiries to winetimemysteries@gmail.com, and we promise to at least try to get back to you.
Lego! Warning, today's episode contains graphic content that may not be suitable for people under the age of 18. If you are considered a minor, exit stage left. Please consult your GP before listening to this podcast. Thanks, bitch.
What did we do today?
What did we do today?
To be fair, we haven't actually spent a lot of time together today.
No, we haven't. You got your jibby jib.
I did. I got my first...
You got your 5G.
Yeah. Is that 5G? Look, I've been in a foul mood today.
Same.
Just a foul mood. And honestly, it actually picked up like the second I had you back in my presence.
Duh.
And we went and we got to see what the process was like to get your injections.
Yeah.
And I think those of you who can, go and talk to your local medical practitioner and see if injections are good for you, and if they are. It was a pretty simple process, and you might get the really handsome Irish doctor guy that stuck it to me today.
And then the cute paramedic that flirted with you on the way out.
Hey, look, he's only human. He did have nice eyebrows.
He did have a nice eyebrow.
I felt bad because I haven't done mine in a week. Don't look at my brows.
Who are you talking about today?
You.
Murder.
My murder.
It goes really deep.
It goes really fucking deep.
And no, that is not a sound effect. That is his box.
My butthole?
My butthole.
Oh, look, my no hands.
I thought you said no hair. I was like, okay. Butthole, no hair.
Do I have a hairy butt? I don't think I do. Overshare, sorry. I mean,
He's doing patting, wiping motions.
Yeah.
Same.
I've wiped my bottom for a long time and I don't remember pinching any hairs.
Well, I'd hope you weren't wiping it with your hands.
No, because what if it gets pinched in the toilet paper or whatever? Everyone...
I just
Like,
wish
how
you
do
could
you wipe?
see the hand motion.
How do you wipe?
You don't go
Your
back
bum?
to front? I'm kidding.
I don't have a vagina.
Vagina.
I don't have a vagina. I got a penis.
I'm gonna mean it.
Anyway, so today's... But if I can get myself back on task for
Okay.
one moment today, it would be to talk about today's case. I'm very excited because I've managed to travel outside of Europe completely.
Get out.
Yeah, we're not in Germany's cousin. What? We're not in Germany.
What?
We're not in... We're not even from there.
What?
Yeah.
I'm gonna just keep saying, what?
Wow.
Wow.
True story. Yeah.
Where are you?
This week, we're actually in New Orleans. Spanish Louisiana, of course.
Oh.
This week, we are talking about Madame Delphine Lalaurie.
I like that she's a madame.
Yeah, same.
Say it again, one more time.
Madame Delphine Lalaurie.
You sound very fancy when you say
It
it.
sounds... Madame Delphine Lalaurie.
That's how I would say it.
She was born March 19th, 1787. And she was actually born Marie Delphine McCarty. McCarty, want a party?
My country, what a party. That's where I went.
I hate her, but I like the name Delphine.
I really like it too.
It's
I don't
really
even
nice.
know what this bitch has done.
You've heard of her before. Have you ever watched American Horror Story? Coven?
Which one was she?
She played Madame Delphine Lalaurie.
That helps.
Not Kathy Bates. Bateman.
I love her. Can't picture it. I'll have to look later.
Alright. You do you, baby.
I will.
Fucking prairie dog.
You know, we've done really well. You've introduced her name and when she was born.
And where we are. 3 times now. Huh? We don't really get to hear a lot about her childhood. A lot of it doesn't come up. So I decided instead I'd talk about her married life. Because it looks like she's a little bit of a slut. She's actually not. Her husbands just keep dying all the time. So.
Oh, random.
Well, we start with her first marriage in the year 1800.
I was just thinking when she was born again.
87.
Fuck off. How about that? You quick maths me then.
Well, what is it?
I'm asking you.
Because you don't know. So she was 13 when she got married.
That's where I went to, but I was like, hang on. Fuck. Really? No, it was just more the age. I was like, hang on.
Yeah, she's only little.
Shit. All right.
Now, would you like to know what his name was?
Sure.
Don Ramon de Lopez y Angulo.
Oh, I like that. How old was he?
Didn't say.
Good.
But he was good. But he was a Royal Spanish officer, and he actually died in Havana, Unana, on his way to Madrid.
So he's older then.
He was older than she was.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
That's what I mean. I was like, how old?
They're all
She's
dirty
13.
old pedos at this time.
Interesting.
But it wasn't illegal, so
Yeah.
when in Rome.
When in New
Gross.
Orleans.
Just days after he passed away, she gave birth to their first child.
Oh, that's actually sad.
Yeah, not as sad as you'll feel when you have to try to pronounce this name that they went with. Because apparently, Don Ramon de Lopez y Angulo is not long enough
No, it's not.
that you need a bigger one,
Try harder.
right? And I think they did. Cop a load of this. Madame Delphine Lopez y Angulo de Candelaria.
Fuck off.
I'm not saying it again.
I was just about to say it one more time.
Do you know how many times I sat there looking at that last night and I was like, oh, rehearse.
You know, it's really funny because I was like, I don't even know the names of some of my Australian towns. Fuck it.
Anyway, a short 4 years after Don Ramon died, she married again. And it was to Jean Blanc.
Like,
That's
it's just
what Google
missing.
said. No.
No, it's just like John Blank.
Yeah, John. Who? It's just John. Well, see, it's not John, it's Jean. So Jean. And Blanc isn't BLANK.
Of course not.
It's BLANQUE.
Duh.
Blanc.
How else would you spell it?
Jean Blanc.
Jean Blanc.
Jean Blanc. He was a prominent banker, merchant, lawyer, and legislator, and he died in 1816, but not before they would have 4 children together, because she likes the rumpy to pumpy, you know what I'm saying? But what she does not like is being creative with names. The first child, Marie Louise Pauline Blanc. Their second child, Louise Marie Laurie Blanc. The third child, Marie Louise Jean Blanc.
It's not.
It is. And then their son, Jean-Pierre Paulin Blanc.
Marie.
Yeah, Marie. Check a Marie in there.
Yeah. But then you gave your son a name like that's how I'm going to say it. I can't even remember what the name was.
Are you Jean-Pierre Paulin Blanc, him?
No,
Or
her first.
her first daughter, Marie. Jean is her first son.
Previous marriage. Is that what we're talking about?
Her previous... No, Don was her husband.
Yeah.
Don Ramon de Lopez y Angulo.
Yeah. And then the son they had.
She didn't have a son. It was a daughter. Marie... See, there's more Maries. I didn't even think about that. Marie Borja Delphine Lopez y Angulo de Candelaria.
Confused. I thought you said she had a son to her previous marriage before old mate died. What am I on?
I don't know.
She said she was pregnant and then old mate died and then she remarried.
She was pregnant. He died. She gave birth to their daughter for like a few days later.
Yeah.
She remarried 4 years later.
Why did I think it was a son?
I don't know. Anyway, as I mentioned before, he ended up dying in 1816, so he did not really stick around for very long at all. But they had all of those children in such a short time.
That's super, yeah.
They're only together for 8 years.
Get in, get out.
She would wait a little while, and then she got married again in 1825 to Dr. Leonard Louis Nicholas Lalaurie.
Where is she meeting all these fancy guys?
I don't
so
know.
easily. Like, a doctor? Hello.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, jealous.
Same.
I love you, Andrew.
Same. I do. I love him.
I know.
Well, Dr. Leonard was much younger than she was, and some people are into that. So, whatever. They stayed together, though the marriage wasn't very amicable. And in 1832, because she's a go-getter,
Yeah.
she's not going to sit around and wait for nobody.
Yeah.
She would petition the first judicial court for a separation from bed and board of her husband. So in simple terms, she was asking to formalize a de facto separation while remaining married. Duh.
Okay.
Because then she doesn't have to be around him, but he still has to financially support her.
Smart.
Yeah, she had her wits about her.
Well, I mean, she got married at 13. She's had a few husbands. She's been around town a bit. She knows a thing or two.
I mean, would you be surprised?
No.
They would only have one child together, but I mean, that's enough. She's already had too many anyway.
Yeah.
They named him, this is probably the most normal name out of all of her children, Samuel Arthur Clarence Lalaurie.
Oh, that's kind of nice.
I like that name. And to answer your question before, how was she getting these people? Well, Lalaurie was described as a beautiful woman who was kind and was very well known in her area as a socialite.
Oh.
Kim Kardashian, if you will.
Oh.
Anyway, on April 10th, 1834, a fire broke out in Lalaurie's mansion, which apparently started in the kitchen. Accounts from that day state that neighbors rushed in to aid, offering to pour water on the flames and to help evacuate everyone from the residence. I can't even be sure that my neighbors would do that for me.
Then probably...
Burn, bitch, burn!
I was going to say put a door to your...
Stoke the flames!
Put a fucking chair to your door so you can't get out.
Up in flames, you flamer!
He's gay. Burn!
Strangely, they noticed that Lalaurie appeared to be alone. At this time, it would have been considered normal for these cunts to have slaves, and I don't care how loosely I use that word.
Yeah.
Because they really were. When they saw that it was just her, they waited for the police and the fire marshals to get there before they went to search the house. Well, it was just her. Her husband wasn't there.
Yeah.
Her children weren't there.
This is my thinking face.
That's what that is. I've never seen it before. No, I'm kidding.
Funny.
But before we get too far in, let's take it back a little bit to before the fire.
Ruh-roh.
Danger, danger. While in public with her slaves, people were quoted as saying that she seemed to show a great deal of care towards them and that she would treat them kindly.
Okay. But you got slaves, but okay.
Well, as much as it pains me to say, it was kind of normal for them to have slaves at the time. So the slave part wasn't the abnormal part to people. The strange part was the kindness that she showed towards her slaves and other people of color.
Yeah.
Because she was white. She was a Caucasian woman. And with the surname McCarthy, it makes me think Irish.
Yeah.
Even though this was the perception, rumors would often circulate about town as people started to notice that her slaves would be with her one day and gone the next. I recognize that face. Though, it wouldn't be long before even the false veneer of kindness towards them would end up fading. See, even though the slave trade existed, and it in and of itself is an absolute scar upon our history, there were apparently some laws in place that prohibited the unusually cruel treatment of slaves. But without stone cold evidence, there wasn't really anything that anyone could do. Well, that was until one little incident that happened. One day, a neighbor heard screaming coming from Lalaurie's mansion. One of her slaves, 8-year-old Leah. What?
I'm just reacting. An 8-year-old. That's why I was like, sorry, you couldn't see my face. I did a what? What?
Well, remember, there would be occasions where some slaves would intermingle with each other and they would have children, and
Baby
that
slaves.
child was born into the slave trade. So,
Baby slaves.
yeah. One of her slaves, 8-year-old Leah, was running away from Lalaurie, trying to avoid getting beaten. Because if you're naughty or whatever...
She's fucking 8.
She's 8, I know.
Man.
Unfortunately, and I'm not sure how, because they didn't go into any detail, Leah fell to her death off the mansion's rooftop.
Oh my god. Sorry, I literally went... But you didn't see that. You can't hear that. My mouth dropped.
Leah would be buried on the mansion grounds.
I don't like
I
that.
wouldn't want to be buried there.
No, because that's like ownership.
Well,
your mine kind of thing. I mean, at least she was buried, but still.
An undisclosed amount of time after this happened, authorities impounded all of Lalaurie's slaves to auction them off in public because they felt, in their eyes, that they were being mistreated by her and they wanted to send them out to places where they wouldn't receive that same treatment.
See, that's nice, but taking possession of people and then selling them at an auction? Okay, continue.
But did that really happen? Well, the short answer is no. And the long answer is that this mayo monkey ass looking bitch had a relative come and buy all of the slaves that were auctioned off and return them to her later.
Fuck off. But that's just going to piss her off even more because she's had to pay money for them. So even though she's getting them back, she's going to see it as
an extra expense that she didn't really need to pay to begin with.
I don't like this
It's
bitch.
vulgar. This brings us back to April 10th, 1834. When the police and the fire marshals arrived, they went to the kitchen and found the house cook, an elderly lady, chained by the ankle to the stove. Through routine questioning, they discovered that she had started the fire herself in an attempt to commit suicide.
Oh my God, my heart.
Upon further questioning, trying to figure out why she was trying to kill herself, she said that Lalaurie was threatening to take her to the top room. And according to the cook, that was a one-way journey because those who were sent to the top room didn't come back. This led them to making their way up to the top of the house where they broke into the room. They said it could only be described as hell on earth. Without the need to travel very far into the room, they noticed several lifeless bodies, but that, unfortunately, wasn't the worst of it. It was clear that this was a torture chamber, and before we continue, you might want to grip your nips and...
steady your hips.
Because this really happened, and these were real people that were subjected not only to the fuckery that was slavery, but this obscene, unnatural... cruel treatment. But look, like, I also haven't really had a chance to
read over it.
I've read it, but I haven't had a chance to like solidify it and to like make my peace with
so
my
you're
maker.
kind of doing it at the same time.
Yeah, because I did all this last night, so I'm like, the people that were found to be still alive were deathly thin, and it was obvious that it was due to starvation. They had been chained up and refused food for months.
Fuck.
Hence, you go up to the top room.
Yeah, which is not funny, but I was thinking over the balcony or something.
It's about to get worse.
Cool.
Some with their eyes gouged out.
Fuck off.
Or their skin flayed open. One woman was found wrapped in her own intestines.
Alive.
She had been disemboweled and her insides pulled out and wrapped around her.
Did you put a warning at the start of this?
I should. Another was found with her lips sewn shut, but not before feces had been put in her mouth.
Fuck off. That is disgusting. Why do you do this?
What?
Why do you do this?
I did a nicer one last time.
Fuck off.
No?
Shit in your mouth and sewed it up. Intestines wrapped around you. Fuck me whole.
I don't know whose poo-poo it was. I guess that's really not the important fact.
Thanks for putting that in my mind as well. Thank you. I enjoyed that.
Do it. This was hundreds of years ago.
It's so fucked.
It's messed up, hey? All of the slaves had metal bars and spikes around their necks to prevent them from moving their heads, while others were crammed into small cages, and Lalaurie had their bones broken to make sure they would fit.
Fuck off.
She was gross. A witness reported to a local newspaper 7 slaves, more or less horribly mutilated, suspended by their neck with their limbs apparently stretched and torn from one extremity to the other. And that was in the newspaper. So it turns out that the woman who was known to be this beautiful, kind socialite was in fact a sadistic murderer.
I'm sorry, I've just got a stank look on my face and I can't.
Do the stanky leg.
You're
I
fucking
know.
Kroll warrior kinging me again. Fucking gross. Thanks.
Well, listen.
Listen, Linda.
While the mistreatment of slaves was commonplace, the New Orleans community all agreed that what Lalaurie had done was egregious, and they were outraged, calling for justice to be served. I think that's nice.
So they should.
Some took matters into their own hands and destroyed the mansion she lived in.
Good.
And all of its property.
Good.
Accidentally uncovering numerous graves on the property, graves that belonged to many of the slaves that she had murdered. I don't even have a body count because they don't know.
This is me going to my happy place.
Dicks and rainbows and unicorns.
Oh my.
Oh my. Aside from the atrocities, the other bummer is that she escaped scot-free.
Fuck off. No, she doesn't.
Sorry, kid, she does.
How?
Before the mob could get to her, she fled with her children, and she was never seen in New Orleans ever again.
What happened to the doctor again? Her last husband.
They separated.
So she was living in the house by herself. Because I was just about to say, why didn't he know? But that makes
He
sense.
probably did, to a degree. He must have. I can't imagine that he was just told, oh, don't go up in that room where people are screaming and crying.
Yeah.
And you know the fucked up thing is, if you're in New Orleans, you can actually pay a small fee to walk through that house today, including
I need
the
to search
attic.
her. Thank you. No thanks.
Some believe she moved to France, but there is very little known about her after the fire took place. But I hope to hell that she was haunted by the pain she inflicted on those poor people, and that she died a sad and lonely death. A copper plate was found in St. Louis with her name and date of death transcribed on it, stating that she died in France in 1842. However, according to French archives, she died December 7th, 1849, at the age of 62. And that, my friend, is the tragic story about the precious lives that were lost at the hands of one Madame Delphine Lalaurie.
I hate her so much. I don't like it.
Same.
That is fucked up. Can you imagine, though, being related to that? As in now, and looking back and go, oh, I wonder what my ancestors were like. Oh,
I'm related to that dog. Well, I'm pretty sure. I didn't really research it too much, but I'm pretty sure that her line continued. So
It also makes me wonder, like, was she bad to the kids? Or she was just,
never said.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Not thanks. Yeah.
So have a nice day.
Yeah.
And
I got nothing.
I guess we'll see you next time.
Maybe I'll be there. Who knows? Bye.
Well, you want us to do true crime. I was happy with ghosts.
I just wanted ghosts.
I just wanted ghosts and paranormal and poltergeist stuff.
Well, when I told you to, you said you were, I'm going to desensitize myself a little bit. You just get back out of the water, okay? You fucking bomb dived in. You keep fucking jumping out.
You're all
bomb
wrinkly.
diving
Get
back
out.
Get out of the fucking
Yeah.
water. How about that?
Well,
Can I suggest your next story not be about murder? Thank you. Goodbye.
bye.